who he was because Colleen would vlog. Colleen did her shows. He was in the shows. I'm sure I probably knew who he was at one point.
Okay. And then he's like, yo, I have my own little fan meetups, which is a little weird.
Yeah.
My guy.
Since it's Thanksgiving, I wanted to say I'm super thankful for the wonderful people I've met on here. I met my best friends in the whole world and some amazing people to look up to that I can't imagine my life without. I love you guys. Is that him? Or no, that's someone else. These are one of the... Oh, wow. These are really young, these girls.
This is Johnny with his fans.
A year ago today, me and Sammy met Johnny for the first time and immediately stand him. Don't even know where to begin. I honestly don't know where my life would be if I hadn't met Johnny. And I'm so beyond thankful for him. I can't believe it's been a year since this amazing yada yada.
Yeah. So, if you want to go to the next slide.
I'm just going to keep watching. Oh, then here's Johnny DM'd me. So he reached... Okay, let me ask this question in the context of this whole situation.
Okay.
Can an older person have an appropriate relationship with a minor, like at all? Like, let's say Josh was reaching out because he wanted to mentor them and he wanted to take care of them, and Johnny is apparently talking to them for the same purpose. So, but then somehow it always devolves into grooming.
Swoop discusses that. She talks about how dangerous it is to cast such a wide net in terms of the definition of grooming. And let me remember what exactly. She says, like, based on your own definition, any adult speaking with someone underage is grooming.
Right, and it begs the question, I mean, is this relationship ever appropriate?
Right.
Because, I mean, it is important for kids to have role models, people to look up to. But maybe that intimate connection is just not appropriate. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe not talking about adult
clits.
Subjects. Yeah,
Corey's clits.
With
Johnny's apple seeds.
Yeah.
Dude, chill, man. Fucking about kids. That dude is out of pocket. I mean, personally, from myself, I would never be in a chat with a child, in a private message with a child. Or if I was, it would be very brief. And it would be very like, here's the thing, I'm out. If they said like, hey, something's up, and if I cared about it, it's like, here's the thing, I'm out.
Yeah, because we don't have anything else to talk about with a baby.
I wish you the best. I hope you get through it.
Probably should have kept that to yourself, my guy.
Totally.
But then if there's a kid who really needs
your help,
there's got other people in real life, though.
Well,
maybe not.
There are Big Brother programs and stuff. They're not grooming.
Well,
they're mentors to them.
See, that's tricky because teachers and people like that, they do that.
Right, but it's also different when it's someone that you watch online and you're a huge fan of.
Right.
Than a teacher.
There's that mystique.
Yes.
It's a difficult question. I'm not sure what's the right answer.
Either.
But I know that if anyone pushes it far, I mean that's weird. Like to actually, I don't know. It seems weird to me.
If you go to the next slide.
Next slide.
So people began posting on the Colleen Snark Reddit about Johnny and possible allegations regarding him, and due to the Colleen Snark Reddit rules, which said like you cannot disparage any of the victims coming forward, they were taking them down. The mods were taking them down, which that makes total sense. So then Reddit, those people went and they started a new one called Truth About Johnny. And
Johnny has his own Snark subreddit?
Yes, he does. So let's talk about what was brought to light.
So wait, where did these people come from?
The Colleen Snark Reddit.
Oh, they didn't want the Johnny Snark.
Because the rules in the Colleen Snark Reddit are that you cannot disparage any of the people coming forward speaking against Colleen.
Okay, they want to keep it tight, which is smart.
Which is smart.
So now we got Truth About Johnny.
Yes. So, things that Swoop reveals right now in her video is that Johnny was in group chats and video chats with minors for the entirety of his 20s. Johnny identifies to being a mentor to his fans. He even uses the word, which is very reminiscent of when he told the story of Josh mentoring him.
The worst type of grooming.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. That's what Johnny
In
said.
his words.
And so something that Swoop also mentioned is that directly following the pop-up of this Truth About Johnny Reddit, apparently the people that this Reddit were claiming were Johnny's victims all reached out to Swoop right away. And she said that
Johnny's
to
victims?
defend Johnny. So, and Swoop was like, that was concerning a little bit.
Huh. Okay. I'm reading interesting comments because I'm genuinely curious about what people think about like the adult
Oh, tell me.
minor connection, because I do think it's different than when I was a kid, because there was no social media. That connection was just not made. But I can imagine how weird it would be if a teacher was in my DMs.
Yeah. On
The
that
teachers
level,
aren't
yeah.
in.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of that kind of relationship. Because he's an adult who holds some authority.
Yeah.
Maybe not literally, but he has that power. What do you think, Dan?
I don't know. I need to see more.
What about the... Okay, whatever. Thank you. So I'll watch. Let's see.
Video chats. Johnny had his own superfans. Johnny built relationships with a number of minors for years. Johnny...
Where did they get this footage from?
The Truth About Johnny Reddit.
So there's people in Truth About Johnny who were...
And Swoop was in contact with some of the people in Johnny's.
God, this shit goes so deep.
I
We're in
know.
like the 10th layer of hell right now.
I know. It's just like bad people breed bad people. I honestly, I will never get it.
We're like 10 chat rooms deep
Yeah.
of Inception. But no, so somebody in that saved an image of it?
Yeah.
What the
Well, I mean,
heck?
when you're doing something fun as a kid and you're talking to your idol or whatever, you're gonna document it.
Sure.
Yeah. And it was recent enough to where like they had super easy access to like Snapchat and stuff.
Right.
broken and adults speaking to minors in group and video chats. Johnny had his own superfans. Johnny built relationships with a number of minors for years. Johnny promised people he had left these group chats after his employment with Colleen ended and lied about it. Johnny has spoken to these fans publicly and privately and had secrets.
Dude, somebody's got mad receipts on him.
Yeah.
This is way more receipts than at Colleen or Josh or Corey's clips. No, in terms of like the chat room stuff.
I guess.
This is like 20 different chat rooms.
That's true.
I mean, okay, let me walk that back. I don't mean like receipts.
No, in terms of like visuals.
Yeah, and visual, like someone documented so many of these.
with them for years. But on top of all of that, Johnny has given his fans so much attention, both publicly and privately. He is very committed to keeping the specifics of those relationships a secret. At least 2 of his fans had the immediate reaction to try to get me to keep parts of this story a secret.
Programming, manipulation, tactics, love bombing, words of affirmation they use towards people when they're in sticky situations that make these people feel good and inclined to go online and fight for them.
So I just want to ask a very simple question. Based on Johnny's very own flexible definition of grooming, as well as the actual definition of grooming, who in the story I'm telling today fits the bill on both? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Girl, you know the answer.
Yeah. We love you, Swoop.
He really put himself in the corner. I mean, he spent this whole time being like everybody's a groomer. Damn, bro.
It's just if you
a little
know,
self-awareness.
Yeah, that you're involved in all of this shit. Why not keep your mouth?
He came out, dude. He did this to himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
he
like
came out and he just wow. So what was that she kind of glossed over? people he used to talk with
Here, if you go to the next one, that's
came and said, don't include a few of these pieces, please.
oh, that part was that the Reddit was alleging 3 victims, and 2 of those people messaged Swoop right away.
Victims of what?
Victims of being in minors, being in like video chats when they were minors, and like in group chats when they were minors with Johnny.
The worst form of grooming. According to Johnny.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Okay. And so 2 of the 3 immediately reached out to her
Yeah.
and said what?
Well, she didn't say exactly what they said.
She said they urged
She said
him-
they urged her to keep part of it a secret.
In the story, the
Well,
definition of grooming
hold on,
varies
hold on.
Good and inclined to run their antics.
of this story. It had the immediate reaction to try to get me to keep parts of this story a secret.
What I interpreted that as like they're embarrassed
Maybe.
and they don't want people to know.
Yeah, maybe.
Less, but it could mean that they're trying to defend him. I don't know. It's a little cryptic.
Yeah. So the next slide is about Tim Connolly. This is Johnny's ex-best friend of 10 years. They are no longer associated. But something we know about Tim is that he would host group video calls with his minor fans,
and it's what
ranging 13 to 15 years old, where he would get drunk, he would encourage them to drink,
No!
and he would teach them about sex. He apparently still hangs out with minors, his minor fans to this day. And Swoop says that it had to remain anonymous, but her team thinks that he is an actual predator based on things that have been shared with them.
We're talking about Johnny's bestie.
Yeah, Tim. And then
Timothy.
those video chats, Swoop found out that Johnny would be present for at least a year. He was on those video calls with his friend Tim, as
then
recently
Tim-
as 2020, which
And
is
then-
when he was 24 years old.
And then is Tim getting access to these minors via Johnny?
Well, he was a prominent person in Colleen stand-up.
Dude, this is like the Catholic Church.
Bro, it's crazy.
At this point.
It's crazy.
What is this photo too? Like, what the
Something
fuck
that
are-
Swoop
Yeah, this
says.
is-
I
come
know,
on.
right? I don't know.
Jesus.
He's giving him the choir boy mark.
Yeah.
But
The
Swoop
girl.
does compare Johnny to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Power weapons incoming.
Swoop compares Johnny
Yeah.
to Ghislaine Maxwell.
Wait, who's the
And so
Epstein in this?
Tim
And
is
Epstein.
Epstein.
Is Tim.
Yes,
This
Power
kid?
weapons have arrived.
Okay.
that was the comparison made.
I see what she means though. He gets him leads.
Yeah,
Yo, this whole Colleen empire is crazy.
fucked up.
And you got Tim Connolly down at the bottom
Yes.
having drunk parties.
This part of the video, I encourage you if you're confused, you should definitely go watch, because Swoop she did so much work. It's crazy.
Swoop diddy doop.
Swoop did he do for reals?
I need to pee. I'm gonna run. I'll be right back.
That's actually good because the next section is the Josh section, and then we're done.
Okay, be right back.
That's the big section.
I'm not taking a pause to pee.
Take a brief intermission, I suppose. There was somebody earlier who I wanted to thank who donated 100 memberships to the channel. Wow. I sent it earlier, but we were in the midst of talking about all this. Where is it? Past Chris Christie. Here we go. Aspen So Awesome. Aspen So Awesome. Thank you if you're still watching. Sorry we didn't acknowledge it earlier.
Oh wow, Swoop says Johnny posted that he would bring Colleen's fans to Tim. So, he just admitted it pretty much.
Wait, say that
Straight up.
again?
Johnny posted that he would bring Colleen's fans to Tim.
Okay. So maybe the Ghislaine thing does
Yeah, that
does
sounds pretty
pan
much
out.
lined up. That's fucking insane.
It is pretty fucking insane. Let's see what else we got. Oh, there was somebody else. Oh, right. The guy from the Tiger Stadium donated $50. Brandon, here it is. Brandon Cardenas, the Tigers production guy. And there was an event happening on the concourse, so I promised people heard it. And shout out to AB and Lena from Detroit. Go Tigers! Thank you, Brandon.
Woo!
Thank you.
Play some Zach Lewis next time.
Available.
Yeah.
Shout out, thank you, Cam. Appreciate that, buddy.
Zach did his show at the Soda Room this past weekend.
And we rocked them like a hurricane. Get it?
I get it. Did you play that song?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Wasn't in the set.
What is this, Dono? 20 bucks. Breaking news: Johnny Silvestri, first man ever to lay down with dogs and come up with no fleas.
What?
Oh, because everybody was grooming but him, right? So it was, Dan, can you tell me I'm cool, please? I'm having a bad day and need a pick-me-up. Go, Lucky Arrow. What are you having a bad day for?
He's so cool.
You're so cool.
He's so cool.
Let's see. What's going on with Go, Lucky Arrow? What is this profile picture? That's the profile picture of a cool guy. Or
Ooh,
girl.
very cool.
Cool person. Anybody identify what this is?
Wait, pull it up.
Just a man like feeling it.
He's just feeling it.
I think
That's
it's
the guy
a stock
from-
photo.
It's just
Is that Hasselhoff?
Oh, is it Hasselhoff?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Good eye, Zachy. Good eye. All right, well, shout out. You're very cool. You got a
back.
Hasselhoff profile picture.
Thank you,
Love
everybody. We're going for the long haul, so I got to, you know what I mean? I got to empty the bladder.
I feel you.
It's not easy. All right, so we are talking about Tim. Oh, this is just, that's it.
We're done talking about Tim.
Do we have any receipts about Tim? What do we know about Tim?
I'll be honest, I was a bit confused. I really encourage you to watch. He sounds like a horrible guy who is a predator and talks to minors and still hangs out with minors.
So Swoosh has more receipts.
Swoop
What'd I
does
say?
have more information.
You both said Swoosh.
Sorry, girl.
Sorry, girl. It was Ethan's fault.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Swoop has spoken with some of Tim's alleged victims anonymously.
So why aren't we talking about Tim?